This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from the Churches Health Association of Zambia, CHAZ.
Ozeron Funeral Services, under the supervision of Mr. Ronald Chimpanga, the Director of Operations, offers the following services: body care, caskets, coffins, tombstones, and long-distance transport. We also chairs and lowering machines. Find us in Lusaka at UTH and Charleston. Contact us on the number 076161213, that is 0976161213, or contact us via our 24/7 hotline on 0975 442107. We also have branches in Monze, Luansha, Chongwe, and Livingstone. Ozeron Funeral Services. Come for affordable and quality services.
Time is precious. Don't waste it spending many hours on the road. Utilize the time you have to enjoy the things that matter. Visit places, visit people, visit Kasama through your gateway to possibilities. That's right, Kasama Airport has been upgraded and is now open and ready to welcome you with open arms. Contact the airline of your choice to book your next trip into the region. Zambia Airports Corporation Limited. Keep flying.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The Happy World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news at 18:30 with Judith Mwape. The headlines. 8 Congolese nationals detained in a suspected case of smuggling of immigrants. ZDA records business deals amounting to over 13 million United States dollars. Ethiopia bus crash kills 20 near Kenyan border. And now the news in detail. The Chingola Immigration Office has detained 8 Congolese nationals, including a suspected mastermind, Kevin Mutombo, in a suspected case of smuggling of migrants. Department of Immigration Public Relations Officer says the 8 were among 12 Congolese who were intercepted on 5th November 2023 by immigration officers at the checkpoint between Chingola and Chidilabombwe in 2 taxis. Mr. Nshinka said they all expressed ignorance regarding their intended destination and kept pointing to the suspected mastermind believed to have orchestrated their movements. Meanwhile, Mr. Nshinka has disclosed that the Ndola Regional Immigration Office on 24th November 2023 secured the conviction of a 51-year-old female Zambian of Ndola's Mushili, Priscilla Chapotamo, for harboring illegal immigrants, contrary to the Immigration and Deportation Act No. 18 of 2010. He further disclosed that the Department of Immigration also, between 24th and 27th November 2023, removed 71 illegal immigrants from the country.
4 individuals, a mother and a baby, and 2 juveniles were released and removed from the club charged with smuggling of persons contrary to Section 9(1) of the Anti-Human Trafficking Act of 2008 as read with Amendment No. 16 of 2022. The other 4 males and 3 females remain detained pending further investigations. The Chingola incident brought the number of persons apprehended for various immigration on 27th November to 71. Meanwhile, the Ndola Regional Immigration Office on 24th November 2023 secured the conviction of a 51-year-old female Zambian of Ndola's Mushili, Priscilla Chapotamo, for harboring illegal immigrants contrary to Section 46(1)(8) and Section 52(1) of the Immigration and Deportation Act No. 18 of 2010 of the laws of Zambia.
The Zambia Women Parliamentarians Caucus has called for affirmative action through the amendment of the Constitution in order to increase the representation of women in Parliament by introducing a quota system. The call was made during the annual general meeting held in Chongwe by the Zambia Women Parliamentarians Caucus members in accordance with their constitution. The organizations that were present during the AGM include the Zambia Women Parliamentarians Caucus, the Non-Governmental Gender Organization Coordinating Council, Young Women's Christian Association, Zambia National Women's Lobby, Oxfam in Zambia, the Gender Division, Girls Gone Political, and SADC PF. Kasama Central Constituency Member of Parliament, Sibongile Mwamba, who read the communique on behalf of others, proposed that relevant legislation be promulgated to ensure that members of Parliament are also members of the local councils. She also called for urgent call for the enactment of the Political Parties Act and further reaffirmed the reintroduction of the Ministry of Gender because the country has not yet attained gender parity in the country. Agriculture Minister Ruben Tolo has warned the district agricultural coordinators that they will face instant dismissal should they be found wanting in the theft of farming inputs. Mr. Mtolo has further called on the parliamentarians to ensure that they participate in the monitoring of the distribution process of the farming inputs and report those involved in the act to the ministry. He says parliamentarians need to take part in the monitoring of Farmer Input Support Program because it is a national program and the impact of misapplication goes beyond partisan lines.
We need to be careful because it is our responsibility to check and ensure that when fertilizer arrives, we are part and parcel of the system to see who are receiving the fertilizer. Now, it is up to us to fight this scourge other than complaining. And I have said, give me the names of any officer who is involved. They will be dismissed instantly. We will not even waste time. They will be fired instantly. I will personally ensure that they are out of the system.
Acting Mines and Mineral Development Minister Chipoka Mlenga says the government has developed an integrated artisanal small-scale gold mining and marketing model to formalize artisanal and small-scale mining subsectors through cooperatives, training in basic mining techniques, provision of equipment, and marketing centers. Delivering a ministerial statement in Parliament this afternoon, Mr. Mlenga says the model is being implemented through a multi-sector approach. The minister says so far the model has been implemented in selected parts of the country, which include Kanyelele area in Pika district, where illegal gold mining was rampant. The minister has added that in conjunction with the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, as well as agencies, Cooperatives have been registered, and out of which 5 have been granted artisanal mining licenses.
To ensure our God-given resources fully benefit the communities and the country as a whole, government is committed to protect and prudently manage these mineral resources through various interventions. These include deployment of security personnel to areas such as Kanyelele in Impika district. This is to ensure protection of mineral resources and curb illegal mining activities, while also protecting the environment from degradation through unregulated mining activities by communities. In addition, taking the formalization of informal mining activities through formation of cooperatives across various mining areas, including Kanyelele in Impika.
Power utility firm ZESCO has, through its subsidiary, the Kafue Gorge Lower Power Development Corporation Limited, has handed over Chasunta Secondary Boarding School to government in Chukankata district. The school is a core education and has a capacity to cater for up to 500 learners. Speaking during the handover ceremony today in Chukankata district, ZESCO Managing Director Victor Mapani says the school is scheduled to be and available to learners in the 2024 school calendar. Mr. Mapani says in order to support the government's noble agenda of increasing access to education, ZESCO Limited, through the Kafue Gorge Lower Power Development Corporation Limited, found it befitting to construct the school and staff houses to cater for the surrounding community's educational needs.
For it to attain this, it requires an educated workforce. And it is for this reason that ZESCO considers education as an essential investment. It is hoped that ZESCO's contribution to the education sector will impact society in a manner that the entire nation will benefit and that the community will maintain the facility. I urge you all to safeguard this infrastructure jealously, bearing in mind that it is primarily your own asset. It belongs to you.
Speaking at the same event, Education Minister Douglas Siagalima says the construction of the school will help mitigate the problem of overcrowding in schools.
Government embarked on an unprecedented recruitment of 30,496 teachers and creating more classroom space. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, creating more classroom space is a huge task for government, and government cannot do it alone. Allow me to commend ZESCO Limited for its unwavering support towards the provision of infrastructure for education. I would like to urge other players in the corporate world to emulate ZESCO by also investing in education, which is a basic human right.
In other stories trending this evening, the Non-Governmental Gender Organizations Coordinating Council has demanded for a thorough investigation on the alleged rape case involving a Lusaka pastor. The Copperbelt University Students' Union has welcomed the move by the government to reduce the rates of the student loans. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, has recorded business deals amounting to $13.80 million United States dollars from the recently facilitated trade mission into Democratic Republic of Congo. This comprises confirmed orders valued at $6.6 million United States dollars and $7.1 million United States dollars trade leads. The transactions were recorded from 37 Zambian companies that participated in the trade mission held from 26th to 27th October 2023 that was also supported by Absa Bank Zambia Limited. The participating companies were from various sectors, which included manufacturing, agro-processing, agriculture, transport, mining, tourism, and construction, among others. ZDA Director General Albert Halwampa, in his closing remarks, emphasized that Katanga province was an important market for Zambia. He commended the facilitation of ease of trade agreements at government level between the two countries and urged the business sector to emulate this government-to-government collaboration. This is contained in a statement issued by Kwali Mfuni, the head of communications and public relations at Zambia Development Agency.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And now on foreign news. 20 people have died in a bus crash in southern Ethiopia, with more than 30 others sustaining injuries, the local authorities have said. The accident happened in the country's Omaria region in a district called Tato, close to the border with Kenya. 18 of those who are hurt have sustained serious injuries, according to local communication officials. Here's a roundup from the BBC.
The army in Burkina Faso says one of its northern detachments has come under attack from jihadists. It said several hundred armed men had tried to penetrate a military base. 41 construction workers trapped for 17 days inside a collapsed road tunnel in northern India are now hours away from being rescued. An evacuation pipe has been pushed in after specialist miners working by hand finally broke through the debris, blocking the Silkyara tunnel. The EU's top court has ruled that public authorities across member states can, within reason, prohibit employees from wearing signs of religious belief. The ruling by the Court of Justice came after a Belgian woman brought a case alleging her local municipality had infringed her religious freedoms by telling her she couldn't wear an Islamic headscarf at work.
And finally, in sports news, Cristiano Ronaldo is known for his goal-scoring exploits, but on Monday night, the El Nassr forward convinced the referee not to award him a penalty. The 38-year-old went down in the second minute after a challenge in his side's Asian Champions League 0-0 draw with Iranian side Persepolis. But when Chinese referee Ma Ning awarded a penalty, Ronaldo argued the case for the decision to be overturned. Ning was sent to the pit-side monitor and ultimately changed his call. And now the weather report brought to you by Classicon.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northwestern, Copperbelt, Luapula, and northern provinces, including the northern parts of Western Province, are partly cloudy, slightly windy and mild, with isolated rain and thunder. Southern, Lusaka, Central, Eastern, and Muchinga provinces, including the southern parts of Western Province, are partly cloudy, slightly windy and mild, with a chance of isolated rainfall. That ends the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
And that item brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Eight Congolese nationals detained in a suspected case of smuggling of migrants. Zed's business deals amounting to over 13 million United States dollars. Ethiopia bus crash kills 20 near Kenyan border. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy Word of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Judith Mwapem. Good evening.